The Faceless Stalker. The town of Ravenshay had always been quiet, the kind of place where nothing truly terrible happened. That was until the disappearances began. One by one, people were vanishing without a trace. No blood, no struggle, just empty homes and unanswered calls. It started with a man named Daniel Grayson. He had been seen leaving work late at night, walking down Sycamore Street. Security cameras caught glimpses of him, but at one point, he simply wasn't there anymore. His front door was ajar, his dinner half-eaten, but Daniel was gone. Then came Sarah Holt, a college student working the graveyard shift at a 24-hour diner. Her co-workers said she left around 3 a.m., heading to her car, but she never made it home. The surveillance footage was chilling. It showed Sarah walking toward her car, pausing, and then turning as if she saw someone. Her face twisted in horror before she sprinted into the darkness. The police found her car door wide open, her keys on the ground, but no Sarah. Whispers spread through town. Some said it was a cult. Others believed something supernatural was at play. The strangest part, the only lead the police had was a single, disturbing image captured by a traffic camera. A tall, shadowy figure stood at the edge of the frame, watching Sarah before she disappeared. The figure had no face, just smooth, featureless skin stretched where eyes and nose and a mouth should have been. Local legends spoke of the Faceless Stalker, an entity that took people who wandered alone at night, but no one had ever confirmed its existence. That was until Emily Carter, a true crime blogger, decided to investigate. Emily was fearless. She spent nights roaming the same streets where the victims had vanished, documenting everything on her camera. Days passed without anything happening until she woke up one morning to find a single message on her mirror, written in what looked like soot. Stop looking. Her blood ran cold. No one had been in her apartment. The doors were locked, the windows shut, but something had left that message. Still, Emily pressed on, determined to uncover the truth. She spent an entire night parked outside an old gas station, hoping to catch something unusual. At 3:13 a.m., movement flickered on her dash cam. A figure stepped into view, tall, gaunt, and faceless. Her heart pounded as she watched it move unnaturally, as if its limbs were being controlled by invisible strings. Then, without warning, it turned its head towards her. Even though it had no eyes, she felt it looking straight at her. The radio in her car crackled, distorting with static. The air grew suffocatingly thick, and then the figure moved fast, faster than anything should. 1 second it was by the road, the next it was inches from her windshield. Emily screamed, fumbling for the keys. The car refused to start. Her breath itched as the faceless entity pressed a hand against the glass, its fingers impossibly long and thin. Then it opened its mouth, or at least where a mouth should have been. The flesh split, stretching to Y, revealing an abyss of darkness. A sound erupted, distorted, inhuman, a cacophony of voices, whispering, screaming, crying. The last thing Emily saw was her reflection in the rearview mirror. The figure was inside the car. Her camera was found in the abandoned vehicle, the footage intact, but with one final frame burned into the screen. A single chilling phrase written in blood. "You looked too long." Emily Carter was never seen again, and the disappearances continued. Some say the Faceless Stalker still walks the streets of Ravenshay, waiting for its next victim. More stories of the Faceless Stalker. As the town of Ravenshay tried to move on from Emily's disappearance, a new case emerged. Mark Holloway, a retired school teacher, vanished under eerily similar circumstances. His neighbor, Mrs. Lorne, recalled hearing strange noises coming from his house the night he went missing. Low whispers, shifting furniture, and then complete silence. Mark had been seen on his front porch around midnight, enjoying his evening tea. The next morning, his porch light was still on, his teacup shattered on the ground, but Mark was gone. The only thing left behind was a handprint smeared in back soot on his door. Detective Owen Grady, assigned to investigate, had seen the same pattern too many times. He began poring over old case files, looking for a connection beyond the disappearances. What he found sent a chill through his spine. Every victim, including Mark, Emily, and Sarah, had been seen in the vicinity of an abandoned asylum on the outskirts of town just days before their disappearances. It was Ravenshay's most infamous ruined Blackthorn Asylum. Owen decided to visit the asylum. Armed with only a flashlight and his notebook, he pushed past the rusted gates and stepped into the decayed halls. The air smelled of damp rot, the walls covered in graffiti and deep claw marks. As he moved further in, he noticed something odd, the same phrase repeated over and over on the walls. "You look too long." His breath hitched. The words seemed fresh, like someone had just written them. And then, from the end of the hall, a shadow moved. Owen turned, heart hammering. His flashlight flickered. The shadow slithered, unnatural and jerking, before finally stepping into the dim light. It was the Faceless Stalker. Owen's blood ran cold as the figure's smooth, empty face turned toward him. The radio on his belt crackled, distorting into broken whispers. Then the air thickened. The walls seemed to close in. Owen knew he had only seconds to act. He bolted for the exit, the sound of something chasing him, footsteps that didn't quite match human rhythm. Just as he reached the entrance, his flashlight died. The world turned pitch black, and in that darkness, something brushed against his ear. "You looked too long." The next morning, the gates of Blackthorn Asylum were found locked once more. Owen Grady was nowhere to be found, and the disappearances continued. Some say the Faceless Stalker still walks the streets of Ravenshay, waiting for its next victim, watching, waiting, and when you finally notice it, when you see it staring without eyes, it's already too late. Continue with the chilling and spine-rising stories of 25 Horror Files. Stay tuned and subscribe, or don't, for more terrifying tales.